Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
And so, for 2020, quite a lot of people have passed away. They're no longer with us. We're just going to go through a list and pay our respects.
Exactly.
And so the first up is the legendary jockey Pat Mullen. He was born in 1977 and he died this year.
And good to see what he wasn't probably that old, 77. And he was a great jockey, great champion jockey. I think he was originally from either Navan or Kells in County Meath. And he went on to be a trainer then, I think, subsequently. He brought great honour to this country and rode. One of the things about this country was that there was a great incentive for the horse industry because it was so important to the development of the perception of this country as a good country for agriculture and for investment. And it was a very good thing to do. It was introduced, I think, by Charlie Haughey when he was Taoiseach, or maybe earlier ones than him. But anyways, it gave this country a great tradition in horses, excellent horses that won major races in all the classic races in Britain, like the Derby and all these other races. And your man Smullen won a lot of these horses. As I say, Charlie Haughey, a former minister, a Taoiseach in this country and a Minister of Finance before that, was quite instrumental in keeping that. The Labour Party for years wanted to tax that industry. This is how clueless they are. Fortunately, Fianna Fáil was strong enough under Charlie Haughey's leadership to withstand that.
Yeah, we also lost Mitchell. He was from the Bay City Rollers. He was the guitarist. He joined the band when he was 17. He was the first non-Scottish member. He recorded with the band for the 1976 album Dedication. He left the band after 9 months and went back to Ireland to perform music, and he died at 62 when he died this year.
He was relatively young.
Yeah.
You see, this is the danger with when you're well known in circles of that calibre. There can be drug use, and that. Not saying that there is, but there can be maybe too much alcohol, because it's an industry that unless that you're very focused, like as we spoke earlier about Daniel O'Donnell, he had a very clean image and he didn't seem to abuse the system. He had the talent and he was able to do it without the aid of any stimulants of any kind.
Okay, but we're not suggesting that
Bay
City Rollers there was anything going on there.
No.
Anyway, former Cork footballer Kieran OConnor, he died of cancer at the age of 41. Very young.
But he was young.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy on him.
terrible.
Yeah, he would have been a good man.
Football legend Tony Dunne, 1941 he was born. He died this year. Dunne was legendary left back for Manchester United, leading them to the European Cup title in 1968. He was also an Ireland international player.
He was a great player. By the way, that Manchester United under Sir Matt Busby, that plane crash, a lot of good players died and some, thanks be to God, survived. Manchester United attracted great players from Ireland and they were legendary. He was one of them.
Singing star Brendan Boyer, the Hucklebuck.
That's right. I heard him many a time at a dance when I was young. There was one thing that I didn't be too happy about when you're sort of, as the fella says, spotting form.
Spotting form.
That's what it used to be called. And by the way, the men was on one side of the thing and the women were the other. So when the dance started, a beeline. But the trouble with Mr. Brendan Boyer, which I kind of then stopped going to wherever he was, because all the women was up listening to, as if he was God. And that didn't help any of the Lotarios and gallants that was around. They were in the halfpenny place. Because we couldn't yell like Mr. Brendan Boyer.
Well, this is the thing. It was a great song, The Hucklebuck. Actor Tony Scannell, born 1945, died in 2020. He's known for his role as DS Ted Roach in the ITV series The Bill.
Right, that was a series
Not a
I
problem
did
I would have watched. But politician John Dallas, never heard of him. He was a politician in the Social Democratic and Labour Party who represented East Londonderry in the Northern Assembly.
What was his name?
His name was John Dallet.
Didn't know him.
D-A-L-L-A-T.
There was a fella from Derry, and it was good. He was a Protestant. I just can't think of his name. He was in one of the founder members, and he was good. Go ahead.
Radio Caroline founder Ronan OReilly. O'Reilly was born in 1940. He was the founder of Radio Caroline, the first pirate radio station off the coast of the UK.
And by the way, some of the famous disc jockeys that went on to Radio Luxembourg, there was Alan Freeman. And I used to like him. He used to say, what's this he used to say? He had some expression that he used to say, which I knew for years, and now it's slipped my mind because other things have popped in. Oh, yes, it's Monday. Yeah, he used to make a song about Monday, Monday was often a depressing day for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because you were suddenly back at work. And Monday had this kind of not a good image, but he used to have some kind of a ditty about it. Yes.
Peace activist Betty Williams, 1943 to 2020. Williams is the co-founder of Peace People in 1976 in response to violence in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. She was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize for her work in 1976.
She was very good. To remember her, she was, because they did get a certain amount of publicity. They put Northern Ireland on the map as regards the gerrymander that the Unionists had inflicted on that country. And so once the spotlight was on it from the world, changes had to come.
Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. Camogie legend Una O'Connor, 1938 to 2020. O'Connor was a 13-time All-Ireland winner and a legend of the sport, playing for Dublin. Next, legendary goalkeeper Harry Craig, 1932 to 2020.
He was a great goalkeeper.
Was he?
He was from Manchester United, I think.
Yeah. Former Northern Ireland Deputy First Minister Seamus Mallon, 1936 to 2020.
Marvellous man.
Yeah.
I congratulated Seamus Mallon years and years ago when they had the Assembly in the North, and Ian Paisley was very vindictive in that assembly, and the one fella that was able to deal with him at the time was Seamus Mallon, and I remember writing to him and congratulating him and hoping he'd keep up that work, and he did, and he wrote and thanked me.
Oh, very good.
I'm going back years, so I have very great respect for Seamus Mallon, marvellous, talented man.
Radio presenter Stephen Clements, he was born in 1972 and he died in 2020, which means he died a young man. He hosted the Stephen Clements Show on BBC Radio Ulster. Fiddler Pat Collins, the rock and jazz fiddler player, had a distinguished 5-decade music career. Larry Gogan, 1938, he was born. He died in 2020, and we all know who Larry is. He
was good. There was no pretensions in Larry. He just had this kind of a disc jockey type of.
Just a minute quiz. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, he could. Talking about that, one of the ones that I liked that he's not mentioned there was Bunny Carr.
We'll come on to things now in a second.
All right.
He might be on the list, you never know.
Okay.
A person I really liked that was unique in RTE radio, right? She had her own style. Unlike most of the people in RTE, they all sound the same. Marion Fanning.
Correct. She did have her own style. As a matter of fact, she qualified as an architect, would you believe?
That's right.
And she was from Mullingar, which is a town I know very well. And anyway, Marion presented Liveline when it didn't have that much viewers, but she was so good at connecting with people that she kind of she had the natural ability. And Marion Fanning. So every programme that she did, she brought some unique quality to it and made it sort of what I would call user-friendly. In other words, she was able to speak in such a way as not to sort of show her own sort of experience and knowledge. She was seen to be, which I think is a good quality in any person of that calibre, is to be a listener. and not to be trying to impose your own views on the person that you're interviewing, which I think is an unfortunate problem with interviewers now in RTE. They haven't got that business of to listen to what the person has to say and let the audience make up their mind. Marion didn't try to impose her views too much, and any time she did, it wasn't good.
Now, an adopted Irishman, Jack Charlton.
He was marvellous.
Wasn't he amazing?
Well, what I liked about him was there was a certain straightforward innocence about the man.
There was.
And you could see no badness in Jack Charlton. He just had that good quality, but he had the belief in what needed to be done, and he was able to get it done.
Well, I'll tell you, I have never ever forgotten the summer of 1990, the World Cup, right?
Oh, marvellous.
I have absolutely zero interest in national football, international football.
Correct.
Soccer or Gaelic. I have no interest. But
No.
Jack Charlton got me interested in 1990,
he
right?
got me as well.
And once he stopped doing it, I just wasn't interested anymore.
I remember we were in Bray, and we went down to be part of the business with other people, going down to a place called the Strand Hotel. It was a hotel, but there was a nice big lounge bar. A fella from Cavan, Baileyborough, owned it at the time. And it had been a temperance hotel, but it didn't stay temperance too long. And it was, we were all looking at that. And I think we won that day, or was it the goalkeeper that saved a penalty shootout, and then we were in the quarterfinals.
Oh.
Yeah, marvellous excitement, and a great feeling of...
But the achievement, when you think of 1990, right? Well, I think we got down to the final 8, wasn't it?
We did, that's what I'm saying, the quarterfinals.
It was quite...
And
we
were beaten in a disputed goal, I think, on that occasion.
Can't remember now, but...
Was it France? Was it a man with a handball? Can't think of his name now, but and he admitted it subsequently.
All I remember was I was very young and we had no money, but we still found the money to go back to the pub to watch another match. We always managed to find it somewhere.
Very good. Well, you know what I'm going to tell you? That was a marvellous summer.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was. And it gave a great feeling of goodness. And he got a great welcome then when they come back to Dublin, and they were on a bus or an open air bus, and there was thousands out. You like to see the underdog coming up. And Ireland was the underdog. They wouldn't even be in the betting.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, so they gave us a great lift, and a country needs a lift like that now and again. Ronnie Delaney did it when he won the Olympics.
Okay.
1956. Go ahead.
But yeah, the World Cup 1990, I mean, Jack Charlton, he done so much. He actually made us believe, we were going so far, that he made us believe we could actually get to the top, that we'd win the World Cup and it would be absolutely amazing.
Correct, yeah.
And then I remember when we finally were knocked out, the downer was just... And I never thought that I could get passionate about football.
Aye.
You know?
Well, you see, it just shows you when there's something to sort of celebrate, which there was.
Yeah.
I mean, soccer is not widely played in this country. It's Gaelic that's played, Gaelic football and Gaelic hurling. Yeah. So it's only a small relative number that's playing soccer. So for a country that has such a small percentage of people playing soccer, it was marvellous achievement.
Yeah. So there we go. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you very much, Oliver.